Hello everyone, my name is Andrew and I'm a 7-figure funded trader trading the Forex markets. I have been trading for almost 6 years now, and I withdrew more than $500,000 in profits from the Forex market. In this video, I want to talk about low risk reward versus the high risk reward. So 6-7 years ago, we have strategies that went around indicators and stuff like that, like RSI, MACD and all of that. I honestly don't have no idea because I never traded it, but that was a trend back then. It was just indicators, and then there was EAs, and then there was retail concept, basically support, resistance, and Fibonacci. Fibonacci was a very big thing. And then over the last few years, we came over to the institutional concept, so basically smart money concepts and ICT and all of that stuff, which became a very big trend during the last few years. And also high risk reward trades, so trading with a high risk reward was very catching, let's say very eye catching for a lot of new traders coming into the market. So at some point everyone was showing insane risk to rewards, like 1 to 10s, 1 to 20s, 1 to 50s even, but most of that was just marketing to basically sell a course on that. So smart money concepts got introduced, like I said, 3-4 years ago, and then people started going really crazy about risk reward, and that the fact if you have one winning trade with a 1 to 20 RR, then you're gonna be very profitable. You can make some insane returns. So I'm gonna be honest, I was very intrigued by that part, coming from, again, just basic concepts trading, which I was very profitable with. I started studying more of smart money concepts. I started studying these concepts that basically I studied them on the charts and then figure out that they actually have some names and people are actually trading it. So I had like institutional candles that were called order blocks. It's just how I learned on the charts, gave them some names, and then used those to basically become profitable and have a profitable strategy. But then I noticed this high risk reward setups. So I started diving in. I started really analyzing how I can also catch those moves. So I went down the time frames. Usually before I was trading 1 hour, 50 minute, 5 minute. I wasn't really going down on the 1 minute, but then I started going down on the 1 minute and even the seconds. So at some point I was actually trading the 5-second time frame, if you can believe that, and I was actually very profitable with that also. But there's a catch. Sure, trading the 5-second time frame on EURUSD, let's say, you can catch some very insane moves. You can catch 1 to 10s, 1 to 20s, because you're gonna have a very small stop loss. You're gonna have, let's say, a 1 pip stop loss or 2 pip stop loss on EURUSD when spread is 0. That can usually work. 1.5 pips if you're trading the 5-second time frame for entries, that can be a possibility. And just imagine 10 pips is almost a 1 to 10 risk reward, which if you're risking 1%, you're basically making 10%, so that's quite insane, right? But the catch is you're gonna take a lot of losses. So when I introduced those basically lower time frame entries, when I also introduced them to my mentorship in Romania, the main mentorship that I have, but now I have an English mentorship. If you want to join, you can go over on tradingnfx.com and find more information. Basically, when I introduced that, for me it was working very good. I was catching trades, but I also knew how to respect my trade management and my trading plan. So knowing that I have a very high risk reward, I also have a very low win rate. So maybe my win rate was around 15 to 20%. So I was taking a lot of losses before the winning trade, but I was still very profitable with the system. However, someone who is just starting out in trading, or maybe he's is in its first year or second year of trading, they don't have that experience, they don't have that mental capacity to basically take losses and then catch the winning trade. So let's say if you have a average risk reward of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, let's say 1 to 5, and you lose 3 trades and then basically catch the winner, you're gonna be profitable, right? But I noticed that most people cannot take those 3 losses and then let the winning trade run. Because what happens if you're taking 3 losses and then the 4th trade goes to 1 to 4, 1 to 4.5, misses the take profit and then reverses and takes you out? You're gonna go full over trading and full over risking mode, because that's just psychology, right? You're almost so close and then in reverse. So I saw that happening a lot, and I realized that that's not really the right way to trade, because you need to be able to take those losses. You need to be able to take 5-6 losses in a row, and then when you hit the winning trade, you need to let it run towards the take profit that you have in your trading plan. So trading that smaller time frames was very hard. for most people, so that's why I transitioned slowly over the strategy that I'm currently using, which is not really a strategy but is more of a trading plan. So that's why I'm gonna now talk about high win rate and low risk reward, and why is that so good. So there's certain aspects that a high win rate strategy and a low risk reward strategy can bring you. Yeah, of course you're gonna have 1-to-1s, maybe you're gonna have even negative risk rewards, and the best you can go is 1-to-2, but however you're gonna have a higher win rate. So I noticed during my past year of trading this system, my win rate was around 55%, 50%, maybe even 60%, but my risk reward was a 1-2, and also my risk was, depending on the setup, from 0.5% to 1% risk. And I noticed that with this system and trading, going from, let's say, 2 pips stop losses on EURUSD to 10 pips or 15 pips stop losses on EURUSD, that can be very, very good for your psychology, because you're entering a trade basically when you think price is gonna reject or price is gonna continue. You give a stop loss that price can breathe on, because if you're trading EURUSD, you may know that 10-15 pips is more than enough for that pair, because it usually doesn't spike that much or doesn't move that much if it's gonna go into your direction. So you give it room to breathe, because imagine in those 10-15 pips range of your stop loss, if you're trading the lower time frames, you would probably take 3, 4, 5 losses if price was going into drawdown before catching the whole move down. This way you're just having the 15 pips stop loss, your risk reward is set to 1-2, so 30 pips profit, and if you're aiming for a bigger move, that can definitely happen. You don't have to watch the charts all the time, you can do other stuff. So when I was trading in 1 minute of seconds time frame, I was always on the charts, always focused, because 2 pips is basically it moves instantly, so I was stuck on the charts, which was not very healthy. But since I transitioned to a higher stop loss, 10-15 pips, I can do other stuff. I can basically not watch my charts all the time, I can set some alerts, I have time to react, to think about the position, I can exit earlier, I can close earlier, and all of that. So it gives you more room to basically manage the trade, which is a very, very good thing. And also, as I said, the mental capacity, and also as I said, the mental capacity and the psychology aspect of it, because you can also have win streaks. So when you have a lot of wins in a row, you're most likely gonna continue that winning streak. But once you have more losses in a row, you're most likely gonna continue the losing streak. So what this system gives you, and the low risk reward, is it gives you confidence. So it gives you confidence, which you then can use in a good way or in a bad way, because if you use it in a bad way and you think you're not gonna lose any trade, of course you're gonna basically lose trades. But if you use it as a good thing, just to have a good clear mind, and then have and find more profitable setups, more quality setups, because you have that confidence, it just helps a lot. So I noticed with this system, when I have a few wins in a row, it gives me more confidence to get into positions, gives me a very clear mind, which I can use to focus on the charts and find more profitable setups. So that is why I wanted to make this video, because I've traded both ways. I've traded the ICT, or whatever it's called, smart money concepts, really lower time frame, 1 minute, 5 second even. I have some setups from last 2 years, I think, setups that I took on the 5 second, which again, I traded those. I can be profitable with it, but I just found that the stress that it brings you when you have a losing streak is just not worth it. I'd rather have a lower percentage return and have a better clear mind and have just be more focused than just go all day trading, right? And then I also traded, and I am also currently trading the trading style that I use now, with a higher stop loss, aiming for 1-to-1 or 2-2, and that's what basically allowed me to scale up to $5.5 million in funded capital from prop firms, and also do very consistent high 5 figures month in withdrawals. Basically because I'm just focusing on 1-2 trades a week, high win rate, as I said, and have that risk reward which is set to 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 as a full target, and just risk 1% or even 2%, and basically if you make 2-3% a month is more than enough. And I also noticed during the last few months of me interacting, because I really got involved in the Twitter space, Twitter aspect of trading, and I've basically networked with a lot of profitable traders that are also trading platforms, also private capital and all of that. I noticed one similar pattern, which is that they also have a very high win rate and a very low risk reward. So if you see on Instagram this guy doing like a sniper entry on EURUSD, the buys with a 1 pip stop loss, aiming for a 1-to-100, just know that is not a realistic target, that is not a realistic style of trading. if that was a realistic style of trading, I'm sure the big banks, the big algos will trade that way, but they're not. They usually have a very negative risk reward. They risk more than they make, yeah, but they have a very high probability and a very high win rate. So that just shows how important it is to actually find a way to make profits from trading and not have the flashy entries and all of that. I've had trades that basically made me 20-30k in profits with a very bad entry. Let's say I had a trade with a 15 pip stop loss, price went down to 30 pips, almost 2 pips away from my stop loss, and then reversed and hit my full take profit. So it happens, but it just gives you a lot of room to play around, gives you room and time to basically watch the trade and then see if it works, if it's gonna work or not. And coming back to the idea that I've started networking with other traders, and I've noticed the same thing, that they focus on 1, 2, 3 pairs, and then they focus on high win rate and low risk reward. So 1-to-1 and 1-to-2 is what I found most of them use and what is very, very profitable. So if you see all these profitable traders like me or other traders in the space use the same trading style, doesn't matter what concepts to use. If you use ICT, I've never studied ICT, so I don't know, or smart money concepts, or just chart time, or just supply demand, or just, I don't know, support resistance, Fibonacci, it doesn't matter as long as you have a winning system. So someone can trade a different system, I can trade my own system, and we have the same bias, we have the same trade, and we make the same amount of money. So it doesn't matter. What matters is the psychology you have when you get into the trading space, and also making your trading strategy and your trading plan to fit your rules, and also to be a profitable system that doesn't require as much mental work as basically other systems, because that's a very, very important aspect of trading, and that is you need to lower your mental stress, because that way you can become profitable in the long term. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy and it's been some helpful tips. If you want to see more, of course, subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment down below. And also don't forget to join tradingnfx.com to also get access to analysis, my daily analysis, and the trades that I take. See you guys in the next one.